Chris Hemsworth jogs along a coastal path in Byron Bay, Australia. He's 42 years old. He wears a white t-shirt and cargo shorts. His sneakers pound the gravel. Sweat drips down his forehead. He breathes hard. By his side runs his German shepherd, Loki. The dog is 4 years old. His fur is black and tan. His tail wags fast. He barks with excitement. Chris pulls a red frisbee from his pocket. He tosses it high. Loki sprints after it. He leaps into the air. He catches the frisbee in his jaws. He lands on the ground. He races back to Chris. He drops the frisbee at Chris's feet. "Good boy," Chris says. He pats Loki's head. Loki wags his tail harder. He nudges Chris's hand. He wants to play more. Chris grins. He throws the frisbee again. Loki bolts after it. They keep moving along the path. They reach a small park nearby. Chris waves to a neighbor. "Morning, Tom," he calls. Tom, a middle-aged man with a gray beard, waves back. "Morning," he replies. Kids swing on a nearby playground. A couple sets up a picnic. Chris throws the frisbee once more. Loki dashes forward. He's fast. He jumps high. He grabs the frisbee mid-air. But a man steps into his path. His name is Nathan Cole. He's 38 years old. He's a local hater. Nathan used to be a stuntman. He worked with Chris years ago on a film set. He got fired for being reckless. He ignored safety rules. He nearly caused an accident. He blames Chris for his firing. He hates him. Nathan smirks. He raises his boot. He kicks Loki hard in the side. Loki yelps loudly. He tumbles to the ground. He skids across the grass. He whimpers in pain. Chris spins around. "Loki," he shouts. He runs to his dog. "What would you do if someone hurt your best friend?" "Let's find out." Chris drops to his knees beside Loki. The dog trembles on the grass. Chris touches his side gently. Loki whines. He flinches at the touch. "It's okay, mate," Chris says. His voice shakes with worry. He looks up quickly. Nathan walks away fast. He tries to blend into the small crowd. Chris's eyes narrow. "Hey," he yells. His voice booms across the park. Nathan doesn't stop. He moves quicker. Chris clenches his fists. He wants to chase Nathan. He wants to grab him. He wants to demand answers. But Loki needs him now. Chris makes a choice. He slides his arms under Loki. He lifts the dog carefully. Loki feels heavy in his arms. He holds him close. Loki's head rests against Chris's chest. Chris feels the dog's shallow breaths. He hurries to his truck. It's parked just a block away. A woman nearby gasps. "Is he okay?" she asks. Her voice is soft. Chris nods. "He will be," he says. He keeps moving. He reaches the truck. He opens the passenger door. He sets Loki on the seat. He grabs a blanket from the back. He wraps it around the dog. Loki's eyes are half closed. His breathing is uneven. Chris jumps into the driver's seat. He slams the door shut. He starts the engine. It roars to life. He pulls out onto the road. He drives fast. The vet clinic is only a few miles away. He needs to get there now. He glances at Loki. The dog whimpers softly. Chris's heart aches. He reaches over. He rests a hand on Loki's back. "Hang in there, mate," he says. His voice is steady, but inside, he's burning with anger. Nathan won't get away with this. Chris grips the steering wheel tighter. His jaw tightens. He'll make sure justice is served. He presses the gas pedal harder. The truck speeds up. The road blurs past. He turns a corner sharply. The tires squeal. He doesn't slow down. He can't. Loki needs him. Chris pulls into the vet clinic parking lot. The gravel crunches under the tires. He parks quickly. He jumps out of the truck. He opens the passenger door. He lifts Loki again. He holds the dog close. Loki's body is limp in his arms. Chris kicks the door shut. He hurries to the clinic entrance. He pushes the glass door open. A small bell jingles above. The waiting room is quiet. A receptionist looks up from her desk. Her name tag reads, Emma. She sees Chris. She sees Loki. Her eyes widen. My dog was attacked, Chris says. His voice is tight. He was kicked. He's in pain. Emma stands immediately. I'll get the vet, she says. She hurries through a door behind the desk. Chris waits. He holds Loki tighter. The dog whines softly. Chris strokes his head. You're going to be okay, he says. His voice is low. A woman in a white coat steps out. Her name is Dr. Ellis. She's calm. Bring him in, she says. Chris follows her. He walks down a short hallway. He enters an exam room. He sets Loki on a metal table. The surface is cold. Loki shifts slightly. He whines again. Chris keeps a hand on him. Dr. Ellis starts her exam. She presses Loki's side. The dog flinches. He lets out a sharp whimper. He's bruised, Dr. Ellis says. No broken bones. He's in shock. I'll give him pain relief, Chris nods. Will he be okay? He asks. His voice is tense. Yes, she says. He needs rest. She grabs a syringe. She fills it with a clear liquid. She injects Loki. The dog barely reacts. His body relaxes slowly. His breathing steadies. Chris watches closely. He strokes Loki's fur. You're tough, mate, he says. His voice is soft, but his mind shifts. Loki is safe for now. Nathan needs to face justice. Chris looks at Dr. Ellis. Can I leave him here for a bit? He asks. She nods. Of course, she says. He'll be fine. Chris leans down. He kisses Loki's head. I'll be back soon, he says. He steps out of the room. He walks through the clinic. Emma looks up. He'll be okay, she says. Chris nods. Thanks, he says. He exits the clinic. He heads to his truck. He climbs in. He starts the engine. He drives back to the park. He needs to find Nathan. He needs answers. Chris parks near the park. He steps out of the truck. He walks to the spot where Loki was attacked. The red frisbee lies in the grass. Chris picks it up. He grips it tightly. He looks around. A few people are still in the park. The kids on the swings are quieter now. The couple at the picnic packs up. Chris steps forward. Did anyone see what happened? He asks. His voice is loud. A woman steps forward. She holds a toddler's hand. I saw it, she says. A man kicked your dog. He was tall, wore a faded jacket, dark hair. He went toward the pier. Chris nods. Thank you, he says. He turns back to his truck. He climbs in. He starts the engine. He drives to the pier. His hands grip the wheel. His focus is sharp. He's ready to confront Nathan. He turns onto the main road. He speeds up. The pier isn't far. He'll find Nathan. He'll make him pay. The truck roars down the street. Chris's eyes are fixed ahead. He turns a corner. He sees the pier in the distance. He presses the gas harder. He's almost there. Chris reaches the pier. He pulls into a parking spot. He steps out of the truck. He slams the door shut. The boardwalk is busy. Tourists snap photos of the ocean. Fishermen cast lines into the water. A vendor calls out, "Ice cream! Get your ice cream!" He shouts. Chris ignores him. He scans the crowd. He moves forward. His steps are quick. He looks left. He looks right. He spots Nathan. The man leans against a railing. He smokes a cigarette. He looks smug. Chris walks toward him. His fists clench. Nathan doesn't see him. He takes a drag from his cigarette. He exhales a cloud of smoke. Chris stops close. "You," he says. His voice is low. Nathan turns. He sees Chris. His smirk fades. "What do you want?" he asks. His tone is sharp. Chris steps closer. "You kicked my dog," he says. "Loki. In the park. I saw you." Nathan laughs. "Prove it," he says. He flicks his cigarette into the water. He tries to walk away. Chris grabs his arm. "You're not going anywhere," he says. Nathan pulls free. "Get off me." He snaps. He swings a fist. Chris dodges. He grabs Nathan's jacket. He pins him against the railing. The wood creaks. The crowd gasps. People step back. A fisherman looks over. A tourist stops taking photos. "Why did you do it?" Chris demands. His voice is fierce. Nathan glares. "I hate you," he says. "You ruined my life. You got me fired." Chris shakes his head. "You were reckless," he says. "Not my fault." Nathan spits on the ground. "I wanted you to hurt," he says. "I saw you with that dog. Happy. It made me sick." Chris lets him go. Nathan stumbles. "You're pathetic," Chris says. He pulls out his phone. "I'm calling the police." Nathan's eyes widen. He turns. He runs. He pushes through the crowd. Chris dials the station. "I need to report an assault," he says. "On my dog." Nathan Cole did it. "He's at the pier." The officer listens. "We'll send a unit," he says. Chris hangs up. He waits. He stands by the railing. He watches the crowd. He sees Nathan in the distance. The man tries to hide. He ducks behind a stall. Chris points. "He's there," he says to himself. He waits for the police. A patrol car arrives. 2 officers step out. Chris waves them over. "He ran that way," he says. He points to the stall. The officers nod. They move through the crowd. They spot Nathan. "Nathan Cole?" An officer asks. Nathan turns. "What do you want?" he says. His voice shakes. "You're under arrest," the officer says. For animal cruelty, Nathan tries to run. He pushes past a tourist. The tourist stumbles. The officers move fast. They grab Nathan. They pull his arms behind his back. They cuff him. "You can't do this," Nathan shouts. They ignore him. They lead him to the car. The crowd watches. A fisherman nods. "Good," he says. Chris watches. His anger fades. He turns away. He heads back to his truck. He climbs in. He starts the engine. He drives to the clinic. He needs to see Loki. He turns onto the road. He speeds up. The clinic isn't far. He'll be there soon. He glances at the frisbee on the seat. He grips the wheel tighter. He's almost there. Chris pulls into the clinic parking lot. He parks quickly. He steps out. He walks to the entrance. He pushes the door open. The bell jingles. Emma looks up. He's doing better, she says. Chris nods. Good, he says. He walks down the hall. Dr. Ellis meets him. Loki's resting, she says. The meds are working. Chris enters the room. Loki lies on a blanket. His tail wags weakly. He barks softly. Chris kneels. Hey, mate, he says. He hugs Loki. The dog licks his face. Chris smiles. You're okay, he says. He looks at Dr. Ellis. Can I take him home? He asks. She nods. Yes, she says. Keep him calm. No running for a few days. She hands him a bottle. Pain meds, she says. Twice a day, Chris takes the bottle. Thanks, he says. He lifts Loki. He carries him to the truck. He sets him on the seat. He wraps the blanket around him. He climbs in. He starts the engine. He drives home. The sun is lower now. He turns onto his street. He pulls into his driveway. He steps out. He opens the passenger door. He lifts Loki. He carries him inside. He sets him on a dog bed. Loki curls up. Chris sits beside him. He strokes his fur. You're safe now, he says. His voice is soft. The officers take Nathan to the station. They book him on charges of animal cruelty. He sits in a holding cell. He stares at the floor. He denies everything. It was an accident, he says. His voice is low. The officers don't believe him. They gather statements. The woman from the park comes forward. She brings her toddler. I saw it, she says. He kicked the dog on purpose, she describes Nathan. Tall, faded jacket, dark hair, she says. He smirked after he did it. A fisherman from the pier gives a statement. I saw him run, he says. He pushed a tourist to get away. The evidence piles up. Nathan can't escape it. The officers prepare the case. They send it to the prosecutor. Nathan waits in his cell. He clenches his fists. He knows he's in trouble. The days pass. He's brought to court. The courtroom is small. The walls are gray. The judge sits at the front. She's a stern woman with gray hair. She looks at Nathan. You're charged with animal cruelty, she says. Her voice is firm. Nathan stands. He looks down. His lawyer speaks. My client says it was an accident, he says. The prosecutor stands. We have witnesses, she says. They saw the defendant kick the dog deliberately. She calls the woman from the park. The woman takes the stand. I saw him do it, she says. He didn't care. The fisherman testifies next. He ran after, he says. He knew he was wrong. The judge listens. She looks at Nathan. You acted with cruelty, she says. You harmed an innocent animal out of spite. She pauses. This will not be tolerated. She delivers her verdict. Nathan is found guilty. He's fined heavily. The amount makes him wince. He's also sentenced to 6 months of community service. He must work at a local animal shelter. He'll clean kennels. He'll feed dogs. He'll learn to care. The judge bangs her gavel. Court dismissed, she says. Nathan is led away. He looks defeated. The officers take him to start his service. He arrives at the shelter. The director, Margaret, greets him. "You'll work hard," she says. Her voice is firm. Nathan nods. He grabs a broom. He starts sweeping. He grumbles at first. He hates it, but he watches the dogs. They wag their tails. They look at him with trust. He softens. He starts to care. He feeds a small dog. The dog licks his hand. Nathan smiles. It's the first time in years. He keeps working. He learns. He changes. By the end of his sentence, he's different. He adopts a dog. She's a scrappy mutt with a missing ear. He names her Hope. He vows to be better. He takes her home. He pets her gently. "I'll take care of you," he says. His voice is soft. Chris spends the day with Loki. He stays by the dog's side. He gives him his meds. He sets a bowl of water nearby. Loki drinks slowly. Chris watches him. He smiles. "You're doing great," he says. He grabs a toy. It's a small rubber ball. He rolls it gently. Loki lifts his head. He sniffs the ball. He nudges it with his nose. His tail wags. Chris laughs. "Not yet, mate," he says. "You need to rest." Loki lies back down. He rests his head on his paws. Chris sits on the floor. He leans against the couch. He keeps a hand on Loki's back. The dog's breathing is steady. Chris feels relief. He thinks about Nathan. He knows the police caught him. He knows justice is coming. He stands. He walks to the kitchen. He grabs a glass. He fills it with water. He drinks. He looks out the window. The sun sets. The sky is orange. He returns to Loki. He sits again. He stays there for hours. He talks to Loki. "We've been through a lot," he says. "You're my best mate." Loki opens his eyes. He looks at Chris. He barks softly. Chris smiles. "I know," he says. He keeps petting him. The night falls. Chris grabs a blanket. He covers Loki. He turns off the lights. He sits on the couch. He watches Loki sleep. He feels calm. He knows Loki is safe. The next day, Chris takes Loki for a short walk. He keeps it slow. Loki trots beside him. His steps are careful. Chris holds the leash. They walk to the park. The grass is green. The swings are empty. Chris looks around. He sees Tom. "Hey, Tom." He calls. Tom walks over. "Hey," he says. "How's Loki?" Chris nods. "He's better," he says. Loki wags his tail. Tom smiles. "Good," he says. They talk for a bit. Chris tells him about Nathan. "The police got him," he says. Tom nods. "He deserves it," he says. Chris agrees. They walk together. Loki sniffs the grass. He stays close to Chris. They return home. Chris gives Loki his meds. He sets out food. Loki eats slowly. Chris watches. He feels proud. Loki is healing. He sits with him. He plays softly. He rolls the ball again. Loki nudges it. He's gentle. Chris laughs. "You're getting there," he says. The days pass. Loki grows stronger. He walks better. He wags his tail more. Chris keeps him calm. He follows Dr. Ellis's advice. He gives the meds on time. He keeps Loki inside. He plays gently. He talks to him. "You're my hero," he says. Loki barks. Chris smiles. He knows they're okay. A week later, Chris hears from the police. An officer calls. Nathan Cole was sentenced, he says. Guilty. Fined and community service, Chris nods. Thank you, he says. He hangs up. He looks at Loki. He got what he deserved, he says. Loki tilts his head. He barks softly. Chris laughs. I know, he says. He grabs the frisbee. He holds it up. Not yet, he says. Soon, Loki wags his tail. Chris sets the frisbee down. He sits with Loki. He thinks about the park. He thinks about the community. He wants to do more. He stands. He grabs his phone. He calls Tom. Hey, Tom, he says. I have an idea. Tom listens. What is it? He asks. A pet safety watch, Chris says. We can patrol the park. Keep our dogs safe, Tom agrees. I'm in, he says. Chris calls others. He speaks to the woman from the park. I'm starting a safety watch, he says. Will you help? She nods. Yes, she says. Chris organizes a meeting. He sets it for the next day. He prepares. He writes notes. He wants to make a difference. The meeting happens at the park. Chris stands in the center. Loki sits by his side. The dog is stronger now. His tail wags. A small crowd gathers. Tom is there. The woman from the park comes. She brings her toddler. The fisherman from the pier arrives. Others join. Chris speaks. Our pets are family, he says. They give us love. We must protect them, he pauses. What happened to Loki can't happen again. The crowd nods. They listen closely. I'm starting a pet safety watch, Chris says. We'll patrol the park. We'll look out for each other. We'll share tips. We'll keep our pets safe. Tom raises his hand. I'll take the morning shift, he says. The woman speaks. I'll do afternoons, she says. The fisherman nods. I'll help evenings, he says. Chris smiles. Thank you, he says. He hands out a schedule. He gives tips. Keep leashes secure, he says. Know your vet's number, he says. Watch for strangers, he says. The crowd agrees. They sign up. They shake hands. They talk. Chris showed us what matters, Tom says. His voice is warm. Chris shakes his head. We did it together, he says. He looks at Loki. The dog barks happily. The crowd claps. Well done, Chris, they say. Their voices are loud. Chris feels proud. He knows they're stronger now. He knows Loki is safe. Chris and Loki head home. They walk slowly. Loki trots beside him. His steps are steady. Chris holds the leash. They reach their cottage. Chris opens the door. Loki walks inside. He heads to his bed. He curls up. Chris sits beside him. He strokes his fur. We did good, mate, he says. His voice is soft. Loki looks up. His eyes are bright. He barks softly. Chris smiles. He grabs the frisbee. He holds it up. Soon, he says. Loki wags his tail. Chris sets the frisbee down. He sits on the couch. He watches Loki. The dog sleeps. Chris feels peace. He knows they're okay.
Thank you for watching our channel, Modern Stories. If you liked our video, you should subscribe for more amazing videos like this. Have a healthy and happy day. See you in the next one.